How are you guys doing? We're different location this week from from feedback that we received. Some of you guys wanted to see us in the fulfillment area. Hey, Yvonne, Ron, Benny, Victor. Victor's cranking away over there with the embroidery, right? Alma, nice to see you. So as you can see, we're in our fulfillment area right now. Rudy, famous Rudy, nice to see you guys. So you guys know the drill. Some of you guys, might be working. Some of you guys, if you guys can join by turning on your cameras. I know we've had these conversations, you and I, Rudy. It's hard for you where you're at. Hey, Ron, nice to see you. Do I sound too loud, or do I sound good? Okay. We have all the stuff running in the background, so I'm kind of like, now I can see why people wear headphones. So you guys know the routine. Anybody wants to share any wins that they've had since last week? Don't be shy. Miss Yvonne, I'm gonna call on you since you always have some good stuff to share.
We printed and got out some music tour t-shirts for a local artist. So he is on tour right now.
Oh, nice.
T-shirts are crossing the United States.
That's really good. So it's like an overseas event?
Yeah. His name is James Tucker, and he is a country music star.
Oh, nice. Congratulations. Thanks for sharing that. Anybody else want to share anything? Because that's thanks, Yvonne. That's really exciting. Once you start getting these types of contracts, it snowballs from there. Before you know it, you're like doing international stuff. I see Victor.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Oh, okay. Victor, you had your hands up.
Yeah, I just want to let you know that one of the things that I add to all of my sites is I allow people to put their team numbers on them. And so there they are on the shirt on the arm. And so that's 2 t-shirts and an embroidery jacket. I charge $8 for t-shirt and $15 per jacket. So that's what's 15 and 16. That's $31 extra in sales just for adding 3 numbers to the items.
Oh, wow. That's really cool. So you have like a kit, Victor, and then you just add those additional items in the kit, or?
So on the website, you can actually choose to select, you choose to add a number, and then as a drop down, you pick the number. And then I have the numbers already embroidered in the machine, digitized in the machine. So then I just put the logo and then I just insert the number and place it, and then it does its embroidery. And for the print, it's just a font. So like every day or every week when I pull my orders, it says you need these orders have numbers. These are the numbers, and I create one sheet that they print as well with all the numbers on it, and then they'll just cut them up and put them on the shirts as they're pressing them.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of press,
it's really fast and easy, and it's high margin.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. Thanks for sharing. And I had shot you an email. Did you get your transfers?
Yeah, so I did them. They're going out today, so I waited to ship them so you could see them. Here's the shirt. So these are the bags that you did, and they look really good. The color's really nice. The feel is really good. Our team doesn't do warm peel because we just run through one press, and then we wait and do the second press. So even though these are hot peels, we did them cold, and they came out just fine. And nice. This is the one that I did. So I did the front left, and compared to the back left, it's the same. So I'm really happy with it. So I haven't used the other rolls to test out printing on the machines. I got to cut them up and flatten them so that they don't curl up. But I think they'd be pretty good. So at this point, if you'd have straight sheets, maybe I might be interested in those.
Oh, did you get the rolled one, the extra blank
film? Yeah, I got the rolled ones. I haven't cut them up yet. I got to cut them out and flatten them so that they don't pop up on the printer. But I'm excited to use them. Those prints, the back print that I showed you, those are the ones that you sent me that were done on your machine.
And then you said you did the free jet on the front transfers, and then we did the back, and they kind of matched up.
Yep. The colors matched up, and it's a pretty weird green. So yeah, it matched up.
Nice. That's good.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Ron, you have your hand up?
Hey, how are you?
Good. Nice to see you.
Yeah, good to see you guys too. My win. I went to Atlantic City show, so I got to see the boss.
Okay.
Yeah, got to meet Victor. and John and Tom and the whole crew that was out there. Had a great time with those guys.
Oh, that's really good. Is there anything that you saw over there that really piqued your interest?
Well, yeah, yeah. There's always something to see that piques your interest. You know, looking at the DTF machines, I am seriously considering streamlining my operation to get one of those, I think, and streamline and make things so much simpler and easier for me. I that way I can truly multitask because I can set those designs off and let them run, and I can go do other stuff, so yeah. And so yeah, it was good. Picked up a new client and
Nice.
just been pounding away. Our reorders have come in, and so just been busy all week. Yeah, trying to get it done.
No, that's really good, Ron. So let me ask you this, Ron. So are you doing a lot of direct to film right now with your free jets?
Oh yeah, yes.
Oh, that's really good.
That's I'll probably say it's probably 90% of my business is DTF. And the other percentage is a DTG. And also I got to throw in the backside. I still have a good business, a big business in sublimation.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I got major orders on their way in right now. So, that'll keep me going. But, I'll tell you this, when sublimation kind of started to die off, because a lot of people, everybody wants dark color shirts now. And I'm thankful that, I had my free jets to be able to jump into that market and really roll with it, because that's where the bulk of my income was last year, was on the free jet side.
Okay, that's really cool for your sublimation. You're saying that it picked up on the lighter garments.
Yes, yeah, I have certain customers, especially during the summertime. They want the spring and summer. They want the lighter garments. So yeah, that's really good. That side has picked up. I also do the sublimation plaques. I mean, I do those for a car show, so that's huge. I've got about 80 of those just waiting to get started on. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely a big win. Thanks for sharing, Ron. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to go to Atlantic City. I was over here, manning the ship on this side of the coast. But I heard a lot of good things over there. Yvonne, I see you have your hand up, Yvonne.
Yeah, something that we all sent, the hot peel, in some instances, depending on what heat press we use, it just comes up clung to the top of the heat press. So sometimes we don't even have to peel it. It's peeling itself.
Okay, do you have like a cover for your heat press?
Yeah, it's an older heat press, and I think that's what's going on. It might have some static cling in the piece that's on the underneath. But the young man that does our pressing, he has some items that he designs, and he was pressing, and he wasn't even having to peel. It was coming up when the top popped.
Okay. Then we're actually gonna be doing some transfers. So I'm gonna be applying some of them so you guys get a chance to see, because I know we got a lot of requests like, hey, we want to see your back end fulfillment area. We want to see you apply and stuff like that. That's why we're here. So thank you for sharing that. It's glad that they're coming off. Hopefully they're coming off good and they're not damaging any of your garments. Ron, I see you have your hand up.
Yeah, I can echo what Yvonne just said, and the fact that at the show, I mean, the new transfers, the new hot peel rolls, I mean, they peel like butter. Literally, you don't have to apply any pressure to get them off. I mean, they just roll right off, and it is a good thing for sure.
Yeah, I know some of you guys that have the free jets. I'm gonna ask about, if we're gonna have something in stock shortly for those types of films. But that's why, step one was, send some samples to some of you guys for you guys to test them out, with your free jets and stuff like that. So I'm really glad you like them, Ron.
Yeah, I did talk to Victor about that. I said, okay, now what you got for the free jet owners? Or he said, well, it's in line, it's coming. So, hey, I'm excited about that.
Okay, so you already asked the hard question, so I don't have to ask those questions. Hey, Tracy, nice to see you. So anybody else want to share any wins that they had? Alma, Benny, before we get started. Tracy, Shoot, Tracy.
I went to pick up my designs yesterday from Yvonne, and I'll tell you what, just the feel of the new designs with the new inks and everything, that's fantastic. I used to go, well, that feels kind of thick. Now it's beautiful. It's so smooth. I can't wait to press the shirts tonight. I was so busy running around today, I couldn't do it. But I can't wait to get them under that press tonight and get them going.
Yeah, that's really good, Tracy. Yeah, we're definitely always upping our game with the inks and the films and trying to get that, softer look and softer feel. Ron, I see you have do you still have your hand up? No? Okay, I'm getting all these messages from Al right now, so I'm like, where do I look? Do I look up? Do I look down? Hey, Alma, nice to see you. Shirley.
Hi, Edgar.
Hey, how's it going?
We're getting ready to take off to my son's track meet, but I'm trying to shove lunch before I go. And so this week, my win was the screen print partner that I connected with for my large order. Also ordered now he ordered sublimation prints off of me, so that's a win because that means that money that I'm going out there, it's still coming back to me here because I have something that he can't provide, and he has something that he's helping me provide.
Yeah, that's really good. You're definitely making a lot of progress. Super excited for you. That way, you can offer them some films that you can do with your free jet. And that's how you grow your network. You're going to be able to meet different vendors, different suppliers. And the end goal with that, as I shared with you and I've shared with several of you guys, the end goal is to build your network and then get business that way. And then before I get started, Walter, come here. I'm going to put Walter on the spot. Get closer, don't be shy. So I've been promising Walter some camera time for the past couple months now. So in that way, when you guys get your stuff, he's the one that's making sure that everything goes out good. So wave. Carmen, I'm going to introduce you guys to some of the team.
Hi.
She's the one that's, manning the battle station, helping these orders go out. This is some of the stuff that they've been printing out. So just wanted to, go ahead and thank them for that. They're the ones that are keeping the fulfillment center as we scale up for that. But I wanted to get started. The main reason that we wanted to be in the back is to talk about, direct to film, how to incorporate direct to film. I know a lot of you guys are doing direct to film, but how to use it to scale your business. I have some notes I took. So, I wanted to go over the, pretty much the top 5 ways to make money with direct to film. And you guys can chime in like normal, don't be scared to ask any questions I see on there. Russell, I don't have my glasses, so it seems like a lot to read. Maybe Mao, you can summarize that for me and our nice little screen. But, the main things that I wanted to talk about, like I said, is the top 5 ways. I spend a lot of time, researching this. It was literally, I'm going to say maybe 2 minutes on ChatGPT, right? Breaking time, researching this. And it's always like, if some of you guys raise your hands if you're using ChatGPT. Victor, Alma, you have your hand up, or you're just saying, yeah, you use it?
Yes, I use it.
Okay. Ron, so it's a super valuable tool to have. Some of you guys, if you're not using it, I would definitely highly recommend you guys use it. Also, they have a paid version, which it's about $20 a month, where it can create designs for you. It's a little bit more advanced. That's the one that I use. But anything that you guys want to learn, it's a must tool. Like for those of you guys that raise your hand, and it's only going to increase. I'm constantly, making sure that I'm on top of my game when it comes to it, especially on the marketing side. Mauricio definitely uses it a lot. And, one of the main things is, being able to, like you guys all know, being able to do custom apparel with direct to film. One of the things that I was going to show you guys also is like from our fulfillment website, some of the stuff that, I would highly recommend which is what you guys are already doing, which is, also selling the transfers. How many of you guys are already selling transfers? I'm not sure. Victor, are you selling transfers, or are you just applying them? No, you're not selling them?
I'm not selling transfers until I upgrade to the DTF roll printer. I'm not going to do transfers on a 3030 TX.
Okay.
I'm selling them.
Yeah,
I sell transfers.
I'm selling them too.
oh yeah, I know Alma's definitely killing it right now with her transfer. So that's definitely, when you guys are building out your network right now, especially if you guys aren't like, if you have the equipment and you're not selling the transfers, I would recommend, hitting up printing companies in your area, whether it be, even if they're doing direct to garment, they might not be doing direct to film, or if they're doing embroidery, screen printing. It's, I'm gonna keep drilling down on this, is, building out your network, because it's kind of like, what Victor has said in the past. Victor Pena is, your network is your net worth, right? So that's something that I, am also always constantly trying to do, is build out my network. And like I was saying, Emma just, gave us a little testimony of, the person that she's working with screen printing. Yvonne, I'm gonna call on you. Do you currently work with anybody that does like embroidery or screen? Hey, Michael, how's it going? Do you currently like in your network?
This is my screen printer here.
Michael's your screen printer, right? But do you have a network of people in your area like that has like maybe an automatic or larger?
Yes, and I'm the embroiderer.
Nice. That's really good. The dual right there.
We do screen printing, we do embroidery, we do DTG, DTF, and we do engraving.
Do you currently like network with other printers in your area? Because I think you mentioned that you're in a small town, right?
We work with Ron for sublimation. If he's too busy, then I hit up one of the other people that do sublimation, but I try to work with who's on the panel when I can.
Oh, that's really good. It's always good to be able to sell business to each other.
Yeah.
Eamon, nice to see you. Shirley, let me see, just checking the chat. So the next thing that I have on here is, something that we've been talking about, or at least that I've been mentioning it for the longest time, is having your e-commerce, storefront. I know some of you guys, you're in my queue to work with me. I know Michael and Yvonne, you've probably ignored all my 50 emails. I know Ron, we're scheduled to work together. But the main thing is, having that e-commerce presence. I know I'm working with Alma in regards to this, Benny. So the main thing is having that e-commerce presence, because the same way that you guys order stuff online, it's rare nowadays to be able to call someone and be like, hey, I want to place an order for this stuff. For the most part, you have to order your stuff online. And, being online is super important. And then not only that, like one of the things that I see on here, which I like, is that, you're going to be able to tap nationwide. You're not going to be limited. One of the things that I always talk about is promote, even if you have one printer, it's promoting yourself as a fulfillment center, because, now with the right platforms, the right software, you can literally hit up anybody within a 1 to 2 day shipping area from yourself and really capture a lot of business, a lot of volume doing it that way. Yvonne, you have your hand up?
Yeah, we're not ignoring you, Edgar. We live at the base of the mountain, so sometimes we have to go to town to be able to get on the internet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah. So it's a little dicey here. Tracy can tell you, because she's been to my house, that sometimes you have to wait till you get down to the bottom of my driveway and up the road before you get any signal to the phone, to the computer. So we're not ignoring you, I promise.
No, that's really good. It seems like you're in a good community. Whenever I need to go off the grid, I'm gonna go over there. Well, thank you for joining us with your internet situations. You always join us on a weekly basis. So fingers crossed. You've always had good connection with us. But yeah, we'll schedule something, Yvonne. I really want to get you guys, online, getting those orders coming in online. It's gonna make it a lot, especially with all the equipment that you have. We'll get you online. So going back, sticking into the e-commerce platform with your storefront, you're able to cast a wider net. Like Yvonne was talking about, how she has some issues, and she has to go to town. How many donkeys do you take to town to pack up your supplies?
It depends on if you get stuck behind John Deere or not. Okay. Sometimes when I was working, I'd get stuck behind Farmer Fred and
Oh,
I'd be
wow.
late for work. And they said, what happened? I said, I got stuck behind John Deere.
Yeah. Okay. So e-commerce, the next thing is it ties together. It's, drop shipping service. And how much time do we have? 2:35. Because I'm going to show you guys also the heat pressing of the samples. But just tying into e-commerce, it also positions yourself for drop shipping. I was literally talking to a customer earlier today where, he does a lot of screen printing and he's looking to get into, drop shipping. And, direct to film is the biggest thing that you can do right now because, before with drop shipping, from my personal experience doing the print on demand, it takes a little bit more logistics where, if somebody orders like and I'll show you guys maybe if we have time, one of the websites that I would use. But if you're doing print on demand and some of you guys can relate, if somebody goes to your website, they order like 12 shirts, then you have to order your 12 shirts from like Sandmer or Alpha Broder. Hopefully you're doing enough volume where you get the free shipping. So you're getting your orders, you're ordering the goods, they're coming in, you're matching, your goods to your order sheet. So it takes a little bit more logistics. So the advantage with direct to film is you can, bypass all that while you kind of get, your feet going with logistics, which means you can have a website, exact same website that we use, where your customers can just go online, pick the film, upload the graphic, and call it a day. And even, I'm not sure if you thought about this, Victor, having your website where somebody can, pick the 12 and a half, like we had it for a limited time offer on our fulfillment, like 12 and a half by 18. Somebody can go in there, pick, maybe you have a minimum quantity of sheets, charge a premium. Have you thought about doing something like that, Victor, or you don't want to offer sheets until you have more capacity?
Yeah, I don't want to do sheets on the 330TX because I feel like if I'm going to really maximize the profit margin on having somebody pull a sheet, shake it in the powder, put it into the oven, and then set up the next one, it's just not there. Like I feel like all the margin gets absorbed by all that labor. So having a machine that does it all, a roll machine, that makes sense because when you're not doing your own job, you just have it run and plug and play. So I want to do it. I'm going to get there, and I already have pricing, and I've already kind of done my little mini business plan to do it. But I just don't feel like with the 330s that's really the route I want to go to.
Gotcha. Yeah, especially, I hear you. If you're getting a lot of volume and you're saying you're manually shaking it out, maybe, I know some of you guys do it with your free jets. I would recommend being the premium, side of it, where you can be like $15 and above per sheet, because even like, other competitors like Stalls, Transfer Express, Supercolor and stuff like that, they're like at least $10 and above. So you can definitely, position yourself for something like that. But I hear you, Victor. You always have a lot of stuff going on. The last thing you need is another bottleneck, right?
I want it. I want to do that, but I just don't want to jump into it and then worry about, like, I know what the problem's going to be, and I just don't want to give myself that problem. What I did build is, like, I had a client who they have like 72 affiliates, right? So they have their brand and they have 72 different sub brands, and those people want their own merchandise. So I actually build, it's in the back end, it's testing right now, but I build an app where people can actually build their shirt online. So they upload the logos from the thing, they can type in words, and then I give them an opportunity to either print on the front, the back, or left arm, and then it upcharges for all of that. And then what it does is it sends me or films for me to print in the size of what I need for the 330TX, and then I just get custom made jobs. So I'm letting people build their own shirts. Well, that'll be launching soon, but we just went through the first phase test earlier this week, and we should be done with it in another couple of weeks.
No, that's really good. That's where you get, the volume. You get, hopefully, you're getting good margins. Seems like you're always good at getting good margins. Like what you were sharing with us earlier. So right now, 239. I think right now is a good time to kind of go into showcasing some of the stuff that we're doing, so that way we don't run a little bit short. Because I know some of you guys wanted to see us, transfer. For some of you guys that haven't seen the newer paper, right? I know I shipped some of the samples to some of you guys. You want to switch the camera around, Mao? Yeah.
Hey, Edgar, is there any show pricing on the newer DTFs.
I don't deal with any of this equipment sales, Yvonne. I'm pretty sure we always have stuff going on, especially since we have the Atlantic City show that just happened. Who do you normally work with? If not, I can put you in contact with
Well, Vic assigned us to Diego.
Diego. Okay. Oh, there goes somebody's phone. Yeah, Diego's definitely the go-to person for that. Have you had a chance to talk to him?
No, not yet. We're in the beginning stages of talking about, first we have to make sure we have the room, and then we have to make sure that it's going to be a sound business because we have so much equipment and there's only so many hands that we have to work with.
Yeah, I get you. So the main thing is you want to scale up, but at the same time, it seems like your location, you might have a little challenge finding people to help you out. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, it took us almost a year to find the young man that we have now.
Okay.
So I think a lot has to do with where we live and everything like that, trying to find help. And I have somebody that I can call, in a pinch and all that, but I just haven't had the opportunity to reach out and meet him yet.
Okay.
When we have that big conference every year, we fly in my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law comes in and all hands on.
Oh, that's really good.
My sister-in-law she's in Pittsburgh, so she stays for about 6 weeks. So the three of them being brothers and sister have opportunity to.
Okay. Yeah, I can be a little bit, I hear what you're saying. It seems like you definitely have some challenges there, but the good thing is that you always find a way to kind of work around that. And I know, Mauricio, you were saying show special? Oh, the show special ends on the 31st, which is, I don't know, 3-4 days from now. So I would reach out to Diego in regards to it, Yvonne. And you can include me in it as well. I can, see what kind of screws I can tie in as well. So I wanted to show you guys the transfer. This is kind of on the big side, right? This right here is a 16-inch by like 14 inch. This is for one of our customers that, some of you guys that remember Jose, I had him on like maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago. He does his stuff on Shopify, sells his hoodies for like $80. This is like one of his designs. We're fulfilling his transfers for him. But as you can see, this is a really huge design that I'm actually going to show you guys an actual transfer right now. So I'm not sure how close you can get. I'm going to just pre-press it just to get some of that moisture out for a couple seconds.
So is that big design going on a 5X?
It's going on a small, so I can wear it. I normally wear an extra small, but we didn't have any in stock, Ron. So I'm going to show you guys. This is a graphic that I had created specifically to showcase what we can do. So I'll show you guys right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and press it. And it's 50 seconds with medium pressure, and right now I have it for 30 seconds, but I'll pop it up after 30 seconds. Then I'll show you guys what it looks like. And then depending on your designs, it's always good to minimize the what it lays down on ink. But it literally just peels right off. The cool thing with direct to film, we've been making so many more advancements, because I know when we started using it, I would have to like baby it and stuff like that. Let me give it this is how it looks before the second press. So I'm not sure if you can see it, kind of the glossiness mouth as I move it around. Then I'm gonna press it for the second time. Walter, do you happen to have the fabric or no? Yeah. So here's a little trick that if some of you guys want to try it, to give your direct to film a little bit of texture. This is kind of like a canvas fabric. So you can give it your second press using like a canvas fabric like that. So then it'll kind of put, some of that texture on your direct to film on your final press. I'm not sure if you can zoom into like the half tones. So we did this specifically for the samples that we send out, so you can showcase, all the fine detail that you can do. You probably can't get the texture look, can you? Work your magic, Mao. So this just kind of gives you an idea of the detail. So you see how for the graphic, the black is the actual fabric. So the graphic itself doesn't have any black. So this is what the actual film looks like. So it has no black. So this is a design that, I'm gonna take credit for this. It was yours truly's idea for some of the samples that we send out. So people, when they get it, they can get the sample, stretch it out, do what they normally do to get an idea of, what the quality looks like. So I'm not sure if we have any questions, Mo. We still got good time. You guys have any questions?
No, but I do tell my customers the more breather points you have to let the feel. So not doing the black is good because you don't have that big square. You have breather points and it's a lot softer.
Definitely. So it's always, if you're doing larger quantities and stuff like that, having that flexibility of modifying the artwork just so, gives that lighter feel to it. Because you can still do, even if you were to do something like that with the black, it feels a lot lighter and a lot thinner than our version 1.0 for sure. I see, Benny, you have your hand up.
I don't know if you remember, I sent you a video of the sample,
I only saw the first one.
Okay. Yeah, that was like, there was two, but that black fabric, is that polyester or cotton?
This one right here?
Yeah.
This one's like a 50-50 blend.
Okay, so where would I, because the ones I have is all polyester when I go to sample, where can I find something like that, like the 50-50 or even cotton?
Have you tried? Because it should work on what's the lowest temperature, Walter, for that you can go on this? 240. 240? Are you sure you want me to say that? According to Walter, he's breaking records over here. You can go as low as 240 degrees, right, on your heat press for polyester. So your transfers, that's why, Benny, if you have like an extra garment or sitting around, it should work on polyester, no problem.
Okay. No, I just wanted to know where, I I go to Amazon to get it's like a 17 by 17 square, but it's polyester. I want to find cotton. I can't find cotton anywhere.
Do you have an account with like Alpha or Sanmar? You do?
Not Sanmar, I do.
I would check you can order shirts for samples, and some of the stuff that we do, we actually have shirts that I kid you not, we literally cut them out because a lot of time it is hard to find the fabric. But if I'm not mistaken, I haven't checked in a while, so correct me if I'm wrong. You can check with either Alpha or Sanmar, but they actually had tubular samples that they would sell for screen printers. So if you can just imagine, it's just like a piece of fabric that's like a tube for your automatic press. So you can just, primarily for screen printing testing, where you can just press it, shift it, press it. So it's like an oval piece of fabric that Sanmar or an Alpha used to carry. But the best way to do it, Benny, is just to get some t-shirts, get some samples. As an example, one of the things, because we're always testing it out, and there's like customers, larger companies that we're doing samples for. So as an example, this is like a Nike hoodie, dry fit. So we're always doing samples on like different types of materials, but it should work no problem. And I didn't think like it worked at 240 degrees. I know typically a lot of stuff is like 270, 280. So 240, what that's gonna do, especially when you're doing polyester, it's gonna prevent a lot of that dye migration. And what I mean by dye migration, like let's say if you're putting solid numbers on a red poly, it's gonna prevent solid white on red poly. It's gonna prevent it from kind of the dye migrating, so it turns that white press into more like a light pink. Anybody has any questions? Do you guys want to see some of the stuff printing? What do you guys, in the time we have left, what do you guys want to see? Yeah, so just to recap, in case some of you guys want to raise your hand, where did I leave it? Like I said, this right here, in case you guys don't have one, this, like, I don't even know where we got this from, but you can literally go to your local, oh, okay. You're seeing me right here? Okay. So you guys can literally go to your local fabric shop. I know I've gone to like Ann's, I forgot what the name of it, but there's like fabric stores. This one is like it almost feels like a thin canvas tote bag where you can literally cut it out. I would recommend you guys test different sizes because it's hard to tell, on the camera, but it definitely adds, a texture to it. It's almost like direct to garment where it feels like it was printed right into the fabric itself. So just doing those little tricks, not only can you achieve a softer feel, but you're gonna have more of a textured look to it. So it's just only gonna separate yourself from the competition, especially as you guys, some of you guys that start offering transfers to other vendors. As an example, one of the orders that we're running right now for a customer, it's 2,100 12 by 12 prints. So it's 2,100. It's one of our fulfillment customers. Believe it or not, they have free jets. I think they have like 2 or 3 different free jets. They're doing a lot of e-commerce, so they weren't expecting like all this volume. They were gonna screen print this order. They weren't able to screen print it, so we're just literally like sending them, 200 to 300 transfers a day. They're just banging out their orders. So once you start getting these types of customers, for the most part, a lot of the customers that do any type of volume, they're always getting samples. That's the main reason we include a piece of fabric with our samples, because when I was running my own shop, I don't know how many of you guys can relate, Ron, that you've gone to trade shows. I was like a little sample junkie. I would literally walk out with a bunch of samples. People would email me samples, and I would literally be like, some of the samples, if they're transferred, you literally, that's why we send it already pressed. We send transfers for them to press, but a lot of the customers are super busy. If you give them another step to do, then it's like, oh man, now I have to find time to go and test the sample. But at least this way, you're always gonna be getting compared to someone else. So just finding those little ways, to up your game is gonna make all the difference. So Benny,
Benny, try going on Walmart.com. They have, and type in fabric, and you can get fabric bundles. You can get fabric by the yard. And that way you can look and see what they have if you don't want to go to the hobby store like Joann's or.
I lost you.
I think what she was saying is just to go to Walmart.com. They might have fabric options, which, this is something new to me. I didn't even know that.
No, I know that there's other companies where you could get like irregular shirts or thirds or mill grade shirts, where you could get them like for 25 cents, 50 cents a shirt, in boxes. And then you could use it for, to test out and stuff like that. I just wanted something that's already cut. I don't have to, buy these shirts and cut it myself. But a lot of these shirts, they have irregulars where they got holes, and then when you press on it, then you get that hole is going to be in the way. I just wanted something. I get the ones at Amazon is 17 by 17 inch. They're called wedding napkins, so they're like fully polyester. And I do my presses. The video that I send you from the samples, that's what I pressed it on. It looks sharp. With the quality. I just wanted something more on the cotton side, so I could do some more testing. But that's where the thirds come in, or the mill grade.
What was your experience, Benny, with the sample transfer? Did it just peel right off, or did you struggle at all with it?
No. It peeled right off. It peeled right off.
Okay, that's really good to hear.
Yeah, and the colors are popping, so they're pretty good. So, but yeah, watch the video. You see, I sent you 2 videos, and then I went into detail when I was
okay. I'll definitely take a look at that. It's 3 o'clock on the dot. Pull the plug, Mauricio. Just shut it down. Does anybody else, have any questions? Hopefully, being back here, it takes Mauricio 3 days to set it up back here. I had to coach Walter and Carmen. I had to coach them for 3 days on how to say hi. So anything anybody wants to ask while we're still here? Going once, going twice. So, well, thank you guys for joining. The hour just went by. Michael, Yvonne, Victor, like always, Benny. I super appreciate you guys joining on a weekly basis. Ron, thank you for your feedback. I appreciate you guys participating. You know, without you guys, I would have to look for a part-time job. So this justifies me getting paid. So definitely appreciate it. And you guys, I'll see you guys next week.